What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode. So this episode is going to be a continuation of the Underglow installation. I know you guys, a bunch of people have sent me messages telling me that I did not explain correctly how it works and where it is that it's connected and everything. So this video is going to be an in-depth conversation about where to install it, how to install it, the way I did it, exactly how I wired it, and the locations where the strips are. And then ultimately, I'm going to show you how the application works and where do you actually, how do you run it and how do you connect it and so forth and so on. So stay tuned and let's jump right into it. Alright, so first things first, there are 4 strips on the car that are connected through the front. Actually, not 4, there's 6 of them. So the way I wired it was both ends have to meet at the controller, which is at the actual front of the car. I'm going to be showing it very soon, so that way you guys can see exactly what I mean. The actual car itself has to show how, the controller has to be connected to the 9-volt battery, so that way you have continuous show, I guess. And that way, let me turn off the engine because it's a little noisy, and I don't want the noise to go into the video. So let me just turn it off. All right, so here we go. So as you can see here, we have the controller. In here, we have in the fuse box. I hope you guys are able to see it. So we have the fuse box here. In the fuse box, I actually showed in the other video how I connected it to the fuse box, in the fuse box onto the fuse that is has continuous voltage, and then that controller, I hit it right here. I'm gonna try to take a screenshot of the previous video where you can look back at the controller itself, and then that cable comes down here. As you can see, the cable comes here through the front, through the down the bottom, and comes back this way, where, as you can see right here, it comes down here, and we have the cable, where in the cable will come into the strips, and then I place the strips right here. As you can see, the strip goes this way and goes that way, and then shows there, right? And it goes the same way, without saying it goes the same way on this side of the car. As you can see, we can see the strip, the cable, excuse my zip ties, I meant to cut it, but I didn't have the cutting tool there. So as you can see, comes through here, the strip, and goes that way. So that is the basic controller to the strip location. And I'm sorry about the shaking. Again, I'm trying to place my camera. And then after that, the way I did it was the cable comes this way and through here. And me and my buddy James was really kind enough to just hide it through the wheel well, come this way, and then this way will come down this way, which is hidden and coming down here. I'm just showing here how, again, the strips are here, and it shows you right here, and it comes right here, as you can see. And I'm gonna put the camera out, and you can see how it runs all across the bottom through the lip and then into the wheel well again, and ultimately it would come back down this way, where it would come through the wheel well this way through here, and it would come down. I don't know if you can see through the pipes, but through the pipes there's the actual strip itself that does not touch the actual pipes, and comes down this way, where I can actually show you guys right in here how I have it right there. So you can see the strip comes this way, and it meets right in the middle, and in the middle shows it meets the other one on the other side, and that way it's the same. So ultimately what you want to do is you want to mirror the setup from one side to the other. So if you run it from that part across the wheel well, and then coming down then to the other wheel well to the back, then you have a uniform connection. Now I personally made a little mistake of not measuring the strips correctly, so I had to glue them differently where there's a tiny little gap in the front, which I will show you in just a minute. But let's jump into that now. So now that I have shown you my setup, let's jump right into the actual application that controls the lights. So first things first, you have to have a phone, where in your phone you're going to have to download the application. In the application, you're going to have to download the application named LED lamp. Usually the instructions come with the actual box. It's going to scan, as you can see the scanning. When it scans, it's going to check your controller, which you have already connected to your car. So it's Bluetooth, and I mean the initial setup, you have to set it up and have a connection. It's like every other phone. It's really not. It's plug and play. But so that being said, when you're there, then your gear, underneath your gear box here, or gear icon, I'm sorry, you're going to have the on off, which on, it automatically powers it on, and then one more time it automatically turns it on. I don't know why the application was designed that way, but I will show you now how it actually is powered on. Then you have the modes. You can do RGB, where you can control which color you want, which brightness you want, how bright do you want it, and then you can select a preset of colors here. And then you have I haven't really tried this. I'll with them whatever. I really haven't explored that much. And then, you know, if you do your menu, it can show you how many devices you have connected, which is great. And then you have the modes. Under modes, you can just select one out of, I think is, how many is it? And let's just go back to the end of the list. It is 210 modes. Each mode has its different setup, and you can just select one of another. I really like the chasing colors, so because I haven't gotten, but as you can see here, let's just go over, and then I will show you in the next footage how the colors differ from each other through the actual mechanism of modes. And then you have the speed here, you have the brightness, and then you can do custom, which you select what colors, and then you can set it to loop, you can set it to forward, backwards, whatever. And then you have finally the music. So you have to have playing music on your phone for the actual application to play the same music that is on your the music that is playing on the phone is going to show the same style of strobing in the LEDs. So without further ado, let's get into the show of the lights themselves. Here we have the regular lighting for one solid color. As I mentioned, this is the RGB selection, where you can just swing around in the application, and then it just automatically adjusts to the color that you want it to be, right? And then we have, well, as you guys can see here, we have the actual mistake that I made, where there's a tiny little gap, which I can adjust, but I have just been lazy. But it should be complete in the front when you meet the strips themselves. But so going back to the application, here we have the actual modes, and we have the show mode, where we have forward dimming, and then you can see it does it. Then it will show you the side of the car, and then in here you can see how it does the mode. And this backward dressing, let's just see that one. And then this one, backwards dreaming, I'm sorry. Forward 7 colors chasing, backward 7 colors, forward red, backward green, blue, so forth. And then you can just select, and then let's just randomly select one, and you can see it has some really cool effects that you can actually play on your car. Then you have your speed, where you can select the speed to be faster, slower. As you can see, is faster, slower. And then brightness, by default, gives you the brightest. You can dim it to be not so bright, but you can do it to the brightest, which ultimately I love when it's the brightest. Then, as I said before, custom, you select the colors that you have by clicking on the application, and automatically selects the colors that you wanted. Keep in mind that the application may not be the best in terms of like the RGB color selection, but it does, you know, bring some good coloring into it. You can just have a little bit of background of colors, and then you will know which one to choose. Also, you can use, as I mentioned before, the RGB wheel, where you can just select and then as you please select the color you like. Back to customs, then you can select any colors you want, and forward, stack, you can do pull, then you can do flow. As you can see, you can do horse, I don't know what that means, but that looks neat, and so forth. Gradient you can do, and then ultimately we have the tab music, which I would have to play music in my phone, but I really don't feel like doing that. But that would also take an effect on the Underglow. But yeah, so as you can see, this is how the application works. It's pretty straightforward. It's not so much like so intricate, but ultimately it looks really phenomenal when you are running the lights, daytime, nighttime, you name it. Looks really, really cool. So yeah, I know there were a couple of questions, but so let's get into them. All right, so you guys asked about how was wiring. Wiring is very, very straightforward. I don't know much about electric, but my boy James was able to help me, and I don't think it was that hard. All you had to do is just literally plug the controller onto the two cables. The two cables, you will have to run them and glue them, and 3M tape, by the way, comes with 3M tape, and it comes with this zip ties and your little screws where you can screw it onto the bolt. You can drill a little bit and you screw into it. I chose not to because I double taped. I did 3M double tape, and I also did zip ties because my setup is onto the actual lip kit, not the body of the car, which was great because that's what I wanted. I wanted to actually shine under the actual body, not on the car itself. But yeah, so that's what it came with, and it was very straightforward, not difficult. I would give it a difficulty level from 0 to 10. I would say like a 4 max for beginners that don't really know how to wire. In terms of myself, because I didn't do any wiring, I just didn't splice. It was James. It was really easy. It was more like a time to run the cables and glue them, not the cables but the actual strips themselves. Not to mention, I wanted to note that this set itself is not one of those sets that has a controller where you hard control the color. You don't have the modes. You have, this is very, very intricate where you have everything is controlled through the phone on Bluetooth application. Also, it's not one of those sets that your strips are completely hard where it comes like a metal plate behind it where you have to cut it, modify it, or bend it. This one is completely flexible. I will be taking some footage and inserting it either on the side or somewhere where you're gonna see how it looks. Which brings me to the next topic. Well, let's just finish the questions. The next question was, does it shine that much at night? Yes, it does. It really shines. I was not altering my footage. It really is that bright. Of course, if you're gonna be somewhere where there's massive amount of lights on top of you, yes, you may not see it that much. But if you are in a dark place, you will see it that bright. So that is how it looks, and I wouldn't lie to you. I would just tell you straight up. But yeah, so I think there was other questions that really are not meaningful for me to put them in a video. But yeah, so if you have any more questions, don't forget to write them on the comment box below, or also share it, like it, and then I would appreciate it if you guys subscribe while you're at it, because the channel, I've been getting a lot of support, but I would really appreciate it if you guys keep supporting, because it means a lot to me, and ultimately the car is getting a lot more cool stuff. But yeah, moving on to the next topic is, because I had such a great experience with this setup, I have partnered up with juanc Lighting, the company who is actually manufactured these lights for and sold them to me. I have partnered up with them, and I have gotten a set of universal LED Underglow that can be installed on any car for a raffle or a giveaway. So I am having a giveaway. My Instagram page has all the details, but I will just list the information on the top, and I will show you guys what it is. So it is actually, you have to follow the page, my page on Instagram. It would be great if you can actually subscribe to the channel, but that's not required. Just follow my Instagram page, follow the juanclighting.com page, and juanc Lighting USA. I will put the details on here somewhere on the screen, and I will also leave it on the comment box. And then once you do that, you liked my post, you will be counted in for the giveaway. Now the giveaway will be done in July 4th. I believe it was 7 p.m. I will have to double check on the post, but yes, it will be done live. I will pick a winner and I will personally ship it to that person anywhere within the United States. So all you have to do is like my post for the giveaway. You have to follow both pages and mine, of course, if you haven't followed it, and then you will be counted in, and that will be the giveaway on July 4th at 7 p.m. and I will select the winner and I will ship it specifically to that person in the following days. So if you really would like these lights, if you really like how it looks and you want it on your ride, this is the time for you to do it. So go and sign up. If you have an Instagram, then I guess you can go and do that. You can go and follow the pages. If you do not have an Instagram, I'll suggest you make one and go and do that. Please do that. And yeah, so I will be picking a winner, and let me know if you guys have any questions about this video. Keep me posted, send me messages through Instagram or my YouTube channel. It's a pleasure making these videos for you guys, because I know that I really bring up the process of how to get things done, not necessarily only getting them and showing them, but rather like what was the process of installing them into your car, which is what I wanted to do. My YouTube channel is mainly for people to see how I started from a really plain car to the envisioned goal that I have. I mean, show car, people call it rice bowl or whatever you want to call it. It is what I like. It is what I really prefer. So yeah, so just, I'm really happy that you guys like my channel. I appreciate it. I've been getting a lot of feedback that you guys are, enjoying the content. So just stay tuned. I have a lot more content to come in. I have a lot of car parts in my apartment that my wife wants to kick me out already for, but I will be putting a lot of things into this car, so it's coming together. It's coming together. It's coming together. Stay tuned, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, everything all down there, and just do your thing.